have a question for you. What's standing in the way of you reaching the level of success you desire, or enjoying a great relationship, or seeing your abs for the first time? Is the problem that you don't know enough? I don't think so. Is there too much competition? Not even close. The only obstacle is the lack of mastery over yourself. Don't believe it? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. In this world that's filled with so much noise and information, how do we really stand out and be who we were really meant to be? In this podcast, we focus on injecting you with positivity, optimism, and strategies, all centered around helping you be who you were always meant to be in business and life. Be inspired to show up in your own skin to learn strategies, habits, and skills from others as we share our own life journeys and stories. There's no other you, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So be prepared to take away habitual tidbits, tactics that will encourage you to pursue and live your life, not the one others want you to live. Welcome to Stand Out Be You, where you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be you. Bob Moawad said, "The best day of your life is the one on which you decide your life is your own. No apologies or excuses. No one to lean on, rely on, or blame. The gift is yours. It is an amazing journey, and you alone are responsible for the quality of it. This is the day your life really begins." Hi, Tequila here, and welcome again to another episode of Stand Out Be You. You know, as always, I'm excited to have you here with me today. In the last episode of Mini Life Lessons, we talked about being stuck in the same daily routine with life just passing us by and not really following our dreams, not waking up and going after what it is that we want in our lives. Today, let's talk more about why that is and how we can make meaningful changes in our lives. Now, as always, before we dig deeper, just as a reminder that if you have any questions for me or any requests for topics to discuss, I am always here to listen, receive, and happy to help out. Oh, and if you have a story where you're impacting others in your community, let's hear it. Apply to be on the show. You can leave me a voice message at tequiladodard.com. So why are you not following your dreams or accomplishing those items you have always wanted? Why haven't you lost the weight that you've been trying to lose, or maybe start that business that you've always wanted, or even interviewed for that job that you know you deserve? Are you in great shape now? Do you eat healthy foods? Why not? Is it because you're confused about which foods are healthy and which ones are not? Which I can totally understand where you are with that. Or are you confused about whether it's better to exercise by running down the block or by sitting on the couch? Hardly. How about that idea of yours, that dream that you've been always wanting to come true, that dream of having that side gig or making that extra money, or maybe even having your very own business? Do you feel you don't have enough time or the resources to do it? It's not true. You know enough to make significant changes in your life. Knowledge isn't the challenge. The challenge is always in managing ourselves and our behaviors. What about dating? I can remember just taking myself out of the dating world, and you know what happened to me next? I didn't get any dates. If you don't date, you will not get a date. The challenge could lie in being confused about how to date. The key to getting dates is to ask people out, right? How many people have you asked out in the last week, let's say? How many people have you spoken to in the last week? Same goes for marriages. When was the last time that you went on a date with your significant other? Whether it be a lunch date or a dinner date. When was the last time you even held hands with your partner? Now, as a married gal to my husband, we are constantly working in our relationship. And as I like to say, we're constantly trying to chase one another And this is a little thing that we have within ourselves, who's chasing who. And right now, I think I might be chasing him. Okay, I digressed. Point is, we all have to recognize in ourselves what we are doing before we can change or improve any situation. Are you able to say the things that need to be said? Are you able to be silent when you should be? Can you make yourself go to the gym and eat an apple instead of a piece of apple pie? Can you take on new skills or transition your skills in order to start that business? I'm here to tell you today that mastering yourself is the only goal you need to achieve. From that, you can achieve all your goals. So here's what I did. I put together a few strategies that you can use to become a master of yourself. And these particular strategies I use as well. So here's the first one. Make a list of the things you should do each day, but you're not. I like to create my list the night before so that I'm not scrambling around the next morning. This list is created actually from my master project list that I create at the beginning of the week, most times on Sundays. If you're interested in my daily schedule and how I go about that, then I will actually insert that into the show notes. The daily list might include things like exercising, taking my kids to lessons, drinking 8 glasses of water, paying for the bills, flossing, making social connections, so forth and so on. The next thing is to make a list of things that you do each day that you should not be doing. Maybe that's staying up too late, watching too much TV. Are you taking in way too much social media, wasting time maybe playing video games, smoking, or showing up late for work? Think about all those things that sacrifice your health, career, finances, social life, and happiness. The next one, and number 3, is to begin by addressing one item from each list. Slowly eliminate one of the negative items and add one of the positive items. Habits are challenging to change, but you've developed habits without even trying. Imagine what you can accomplish if you were intentional. And number 4, have long-term focus. Negative behaviors have short-term rewards. Eating ice cream or watching TV or posting that next Facebook post and waiting for the likes to come in. Those are rewards that are immediate. They can be harmful in the long term, but they pay off for right now only, right? Adopt a long-term focus and consider the long-term implications of your behavior before you indulge in it. What will it cost you down the road if you don't change? And number 5, realize that your body is the enemy. Why does a person eat a bag of potato chips instead of an orange? He or she imagines himself eating chips instead, right? Then we imagine eating that orange. Then what do we end up doing? We choose to eat the bag of potato chips because why? It makes us feel better. But your body is deceiving you, or in this case, your mind is. What your body is doing is it's caring little for the longevity or for the long-term prospects. And this is human nature. Humans seek pleasure, just like any other animal. It's human nature. However, the advantage is that we as humans, we have the ability to make decisions and not follow that instinct. The disadvantage that we have as humans is the ability to create pleasurable foods and pleasurable activities that are detrimental to our long-term success and survival. So, self-mastery, that's the key. If you can master yourself, everything else becomes easy. It's easy to go ahead at work. It's easy to get ahead at work. It's easy to be healthy. It's easy to save money and maintain relationships. And it is easy to transition your skills and start that business or create that additional income. The question is, can you master yourself? Key your attention on the long-term impact of behaviors and avoid short-term pleasures that lead to long-term challenges. I'm Tequila Dodard, and thanks again for listening to another episode of Stand Out, Be You. Everything that I mentioned here on the show today, as always, you can download them in the show notes at tequiladodard.com. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on Standout BU podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you could take the time to share this episode with someone you think would be touched as well, please go ahead and do so. Or if you know of anyone that has a good story that needs to be shared, then go ahead, let them know as well to reach out to me. Also, if you are motivated to do so, please go ahead and leave a great review. I would so appreciate it. And tell us what you think about what you've been hearing. Also, you can leave me a voicemail by going to tequiladodard.com. It will help us so much with keeping this podcast going and helping to reach more people. Until next time, remember to stand out, be you, and that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you.